I think that there needs to be a collective understanding and decision into supporting women in a more dynamic way. A good story can change hearts and minds,
Yes.
and it can lead to impact and purpose, and that really is what feeds me as a human.
Here we are at In Cahoots
We are
in Austin,
cahoots.
Texas with Kate Kelly.
Yes, hi.
I want to know everything about you. Please tell us about Shine Global.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Hi, I'm Kate
everything.
Kelly. Thank you for having me, Daniela. I really appreciate
Welcome.
it. I work for a company, it's a nonprofit media company called Shine Global, and we use film and storytelling as a vehicle to illustrate and illuminate issues children face in this world.
And some of these issues are so real
They are.
and so raw. Please tell us about some of your projects that are really touching humanity.
Yeah, well, we always try to center any of the films we produce, any of the films that we associate with the resilience of children. We say that we don't give children a voice, they have it. We give them an opportunity to use that voice. So all Shine Global films, you will see that connective tissue of spotlighting and centering the child. Our films have addressed issues and topics from child trafficking, having autism, child labor, and so many others, being homeless, undocumented. We really try to tell stories about issues that might be difficult, might be challenging, might be misunderstood. And we really feel that there's no better way to find shared empathy, find shared understanding than to watch a story about a brave young child.
How did you get involved in all of these, and what's your passion attached to it?
I like to say I work at the intersection of social impact and entertainment, and I love a good partnership. So that's
great.
really the three entities that I focus on in my personal work. And I got into this space. I actually interned at MTV for TRL.
What? No way.
Yes, back in the day. I was Hillary Duff's.
Huge then.
Yeah, I know, it was. I was literally, so anyway, that opened up my eyes to entertainment and the world
You
of
must have seen
entertainment.
everything.
Well, I was young. I was Hillary Duff's gopher at the VMAs. It was a very crazy opportunity. But that said, it introduced me into the entertainment world. I ultimately went into agency world where I did focus a lot on strategic partnerships, ultimately ending at Tribeca Film Festival going into COVID, where I really was shown how the power of film can make effective change, how brand marketers can lead with purpose, and that connection really was kind of what set the path for me as I went into this next world of working in social impact filmmaking. During COVID, I was an associate producer on a film called Lily, starring Patricia Clarkson, about Lily Ledbetter. She's the namesake of the Lily Ledbetter Fair Pay Restoration Act, which was the first piece of legislation Obama signed into law. And this film was not only written and directed by women, but it was produced by mostly all women. It was willed into existence by women. And being a part of telling this story, as difficult as it was and challenging, it was such a gratifying experience. And it really, again, cemented that understanding that a good story can change hearts and minds.
Yes.
And it can lead to impact and purpose. And that really is what feeds me as a human.
I love that, the whole thing about impact, because where are you seeing film and storytelling and this technology and everything moving so fast? Where are things going, and how do we sort of shift with this movement so fast? Because I feel like we're having to be ultra creative really fast.
Well, I think, in the entertainment industry specifically, we're seeing seismic shifts. We're seeing mergers, we're seeing things happen where the normal route to getting a film into, it's not. So everything's being reinvented all at once. And then also enter social media into the chat, enter creators who have a phone who can tell their story. So we have democratized the
Yeah.
ability to tell stories, but also it's created a very crowded space, and frankly a lot of people don't know what to pay attention to. So how do you cement yourself, and how do you differentiate yourself so that people are looking to you for substance as well as entertainment? And that's really the space that Shine Global wants to occupy.
And that's really important because we're wanting real stories now.
Yeah.
I think that we love entertainment, but we really want to connect on human issues, I believe.
Yeah.
So how is Shine Global doing that, where there's this connection to the human side of reality, really?
Of course. So Shine Global, everything's very intentional that we do from a film production perspective. And what separates Shine Global as a nonprofit production company is that every film that we produce is launched with a social impact campaign. So that intentionality to
Moves on.
exactly. So the film, like we like to say, the film doesn't end when the credits roll.
Yeah.
That's when the impact actually begins.
Yeah.
So we actually have the wherewithal to understand who are the strategic partners, who can we be working with, how are we helping to amplify this story so that that film is leading to that authentic story, but then also the impact that we're seeking. And people want to be a part of that.
They do. They want to be a part of it. And I want to ask one more question.
Of course.
We're doing a whole thing on women in decision. Thinking about women in decision, what decision do you hope will shape the future of the next generation of women? What kind of decision?
The type of decision is intentionally making more room and space for women. That needs to happen.
Yes.
And if that, if that comes to investing in women, if that comes into championing women, I think that there needs to be a collective understanding and decision into supporting women in a more dynamic way. And I think we've had a very weird couple of years where I feel like women in America specifically have kind of reverted back. There is this level of misogyny showing up that we hoped had gone away with the likes of Me Too and Time's Up, and it's still here. So how are we intentionally addressing that,
Yeah.
but also collectively championing men to be better allies
There you go.
and to not shy away from it, but to stand up and say,
Yes.
no, this woman deserves the seat at the table.
Absolutely.
And I want her to have that seat at the table. And I think that decision from the male ally side of things, women, we have to deal with the problems, and we have to deal with the solutions. That's where it's like, so my plea is to have more men make the decision to support women in a more just dynamic way.
That is well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Being here
Thank you very much.
and making
Appreciate
your
you.
voice heard.
Thank you.